Go the bleep to sleep, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show that is on the internet. My name is Dean Blizzard. You're watching Go the Bleep to Sleep live from the Blizzard basement. If you are just coming over from the One Funny Mother supporter live stream where I cut my mom's hair. Oh! Look at that nice fancy haircut.
This.
It looks
like
how
all
do you
the
feel?
fancy salons.
How do you feel? Does it feel good?
I did find some strays, we'll call them.
Okay.
That just showed up.
Gotcha.
So I've been just, you know what? It's a do-it-yourself haircut.
It's a do-it-yourself.
You do it, and then I trim it up when necessary. So
yeah, no, this is my first time doing hair. So
yeah.
like, I had no background in this. I had no training. You know, Brooke has one of those like heads where that like, you that has like the fake hair on it, so she can practice a mannequin. But I was blinded. I went into this and I was like, bam, let's try it.
It was great that you didn't do any research whatsoever.
Zero research.
Look, see here,
whatsoever.
Wait, see this one right here?
Yeah, Brooke has a head.
It's just
Savage Mary's in the house. Mia is here. I saw Heidi Heidberg is here. Everybody is here. Welcome to the show.
I don't know where this belongs.
What piece?
Just this.
It's a fluid haircut. Sophie's
Sophie.
Right off camera. Do you want to say hi?
Sophie knows.
Yeah, Sophie's here.
Aloha.
Aloha. All right, so welcome to the show. To start us off, we do have a winner for our walking challenge. We do. Guys, I received so many DMs over the past couple of days of people sending me stuff so beautiful messages left and right that were like, you inspired me to get back into walking, like, hey, thank you so much, here are my steps for the day. And even what I loved was, and I said even if you don't hit 13,000, which was the goal to hit to be able to win the prize, I said, even if you don't hit it, send in your numbers, like, let me see that you're going out and you're walking. And people sent them. And it was so beautiful to see people sending in all of their steps. Mom, you even tried to get some steps in. We walked over to Sophie's house the other day.
Let me see what my steps were today. It was bad again today. I didn't really.
Well, we did. We've been going for walks. Me and my mom. What? What happened? What is it?
Oh, hold on. Whew.
Okay.
I thought it said I did a lot of steps. Did we go for? We went for a walk.
We went for a walk. Yeah, we did a walk.
Oh my goodness! Oh, thank God. Originally, it said 130 steps, and I was like, I'm gonna die.
Oh my gosh! I do 30 to 60 minutes on my spin bike. Does that count, Mary? That does count. Any exercise is good. If it's a spin bike, walking your dog, walking around your house, whatever is really great. And it was so cool. I even had one person say, like, I bought a Fitbit. You inspired me to get a Fitbit, yada, yada. It was so cool. But we do have a winner for our prize, for our $10 Dunkin' Donuts gift card. And the winner is This is the first person to send me a picture of their steps. The person was Debbie Songstad. So Debbie, if you're watching, you won the prize. If you want to just DM me your address, and we will get this out to you as soon as possible. She had a whopping 13,757 steps. Now keep in mind, this was not the highest amount of steps that people sent in. One lady turned in steps, but it was a little later. She said, I know this was from a marathon a while ago and is probably cheating, but I can blow your record out of the water. And I said, yeah, hit me. She had 63,000 steps at a marathon.
But how long ago was the marathon?
I think it was like a couple months ago. But she said, like, I know this doesn't count, but I just want to show you, like, I hit.
Nice
so it was
try,
great. Yeah.
lady. Nice
that was
try.
Jean. Shout out to Jean. Or Jen. Shout out to Jen. 63,000 steps. Kelly had 24,000 steps. So that was really great. And then Savage Mary, she was close. She was at 12,581 steps. Those are some shout outs for some of our contenders.
I have a shout out. I have an update on mine as well.
Yeah.
Colby.
How many steps did Colby have?
He went 44 steps and lost a toe. So
wow.
he wins my challenge.
No, well, so my mom also did have a challenge. You had to remember, you set up your challenge.
Yeah,
for
Colby
who could
won
get
it.
the fewest amount of steps.
Colby, 44 steps.
And I would like you had your challenge. So my mom's challenge was whoever could get under 91 steps. And I'm actually proud to announce we do have a winner.
What?
Rebecca
Colby?
had a whopping 18 steps for a single day.
That can't be
so
possible.
Rebecca, if you're listening, congratulations. You beat everybody.
Rebecca, that's
you
a
walked
lie.
the fewest amount of steps.
She's
Congratulations.
Gonna die. Rebecca's gonna die.
Rebecca, you walked 18 steps. And so yeah, she was cracking up. She sent me a DM. She's like, I had to share this. It was so good. And then she sent me a picture of her thing, and it said 18 steps. I was like, that's so funny. Yeah, go Rebecca. Actually, or not go. Yeah, that was good. That was good, Michelle.
Can I tell you something?
What?
I'm real itchy.
Did you shower after your haircut?
No, it's everywhere. It's like my back. It's just.
Yeah.
just wanna let
Was
you know
Rebecca
that.
sick in bed?
She had to be.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. No, but congratulations. It was good. I thought it was funny. Yeah, no, I feel like your haircut did do a number on us. You're all itchy. I like cut myself
You
out
have
of this
wound.
Band-Aid.
It's called a wound.
Yeah,
a battle wound.
A battle wound. I cut myself open. Yeah, it was not good.
You seem to be putting ed on the end of every word.
Opened.
Yeah.
Opened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
No, okay.
Why
Well,
are
the
you
thing is,
doing
okay,
that?
I need to stop listening to myself. When I listen to myself talk, because we put these
You add an
headphones
ED?
on. Well, we put these headphones on.
Your hair
and
looks really good.
Oh, thank you
Just
so
so
much.
you know,
Thank you
I
so
don't know who
much.
cut that. But
Probably
it
some
looks really
weirdo
good. So itchy.
who has some itchy back
so
hair.
Itchy.
When we put these headphones on, we can hear ourselves talking, and I hate it. I hate it all the time because then I start to
that's
stutter.
radio.
I start to stutter.
That's not a thing.
My mom is listening to herself talking when she has those headphones on, and I stutter because I hear myself. It's coming
I
in
can
one
hear
ear, and then
you
like,
too. It's not like-
duh.
It's not like I'm just listening to myself.
I don't know. I can't do it. I can't listen to myself talk and talk at the same time. It's like it's crazy. I feel crazy. But yeah, so we're gonna set up a new walking challenge. But congratulations to Debbie. We're gonna get this out to you as soon as I get some stamps. And yeah, congratulations. We're gonna do some more walking challenges in the future. I am trying to set up my AdSense account so we can start rolling ads on these shows, and then we have a budget for the show. Then we can set up bigger prizes.
Oh yeah.
For our walking challenges, because I think they're fun, and I think it's a good way to get people motivated and moving and stuff.
They started a walking group.
Who did?
The Funny Mothers.
Oh, really?
There's a separate. It's called Funny Mothers Walking Group, I think.
No way.
Yeah.
They did?
Yeah, Gabby set it up.
See, look at that. Yeah, no, it's. Oh, wait, here. There you go, Savage Mary. Your message was flagged. Yes, no, it's great. No, go and walk. Walking is so good. Literally, like, getting up and going for a walk. I looked up today. I was like really tired today, and I was like, how do I stay up? How do I like, get more energy? And like the number one thing was exercise. So if you want more energy in your day, like, throw out the coffee, throw out the alcohol, throw out whatever. Alcohol.
Throw out the alcohol.
Go for a walk. It'll increase your energy, and that's what I did.
I'm gonna drink some alcohol.
And yeah, no, join the group, Dean. Oh, I will definitely join the group.
Please shave your mustache.
Please shave your mustache. What?
Did you call that a mustache? Because every time Jeff sees Dean, he goes, Dean, you got something, right?
You got some dirt. Yeah.
Like here.
Throw out the coffee. This is crazy talk.
I
Savage
just
Mary.
joined the supporter group. How to find out about the walking group.
Ooh.
I don't know if the walking group is inside of the supporter group. You got to ask somebody. Gabble now.
Oh, Kathy says, yep, I'm in the Funny Mothers Who Walk.
There it is. Funny
Nice.
Mothers Who Walk.
Leanne asked, did your girlfriend get the puppy?
Oh, where the pictures?
I was gonna say, do you want to comment? She did get the puppy.
The
I got the
cutest
puppy.
puppy ever.
I don't think we told him what she named it. Do you want to tell them? Okay, she's coming. Okay, she's fully in.
I'm also wearing a Dingus shirt today.
Dingus shirt.
I just thought my cousin gave it to me for Christmas. I thought I should point that out.
Okay.
But I got the puppy. She's so cute.
Okay.
We're best friends. We cuddle. We play.
Cuddle.
We do all the things. Her name is Matilda, or Tilly
Tilly
for short.
Yeah.
And she's
Very cute.
she's so cute today. So we're not of course we're not really going anywhere because of the pandemic, but I specifically stayed home. Like, I went nowhere outside of like our backyard with her on a leash, because we have to fix our fence. But so now she's like attached to me. She like sleeps in my room.
Loves you.
I feed her. I take her out. I do all the things.
You. So everybody's asking what her
breed.
what breed is she? So she looks like she has a Dachshund head, right?
Yeah.
And then what else did you think?
The rescue place said maybe like Australian Shepherd or something like that, or some kind of shepherd. We think maybe some Beagle or some Doberman. She's a mutt. She's
a beautiful mutt.
But she's so cute. Like I said, we haven't been going anywhere, but today, or well, actually last night I came here, and that was the first time I left.
Yeah.
Stop doing that. And then my parents said she was like at the door for a while waiting, and she was like,
waiting for you.
oh, and then she just kept going back and forth. She would like come in with my parents for a bit, and then she would just go and sit on my bed waiting, and then she'd come back and she'd
Puppy guest appearance.
I wish we could sneak her in, but the other dogs will know.
Yeah, I'm kind of
Lulu would
nervous
eat her.
for Lulu. Yeah, I
would
feel
eat
like
her.
Lulu. When Lulu met Ruby, she was drooling
She was
because she was like,
salivating.
"You brought me a snack."
She's
Like,
like I can eat her.
so yeah, I'm kind of nervous to bring the puppy to the house, but
You could do like what you did with Ryan. I could like stay at home and call in on Discord.
oh, true. That's true. Yeah, that would be
She's
good,
super
and then we can show the puppy. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. You want to do that Monday?
All right.
All right, we're doing it Monday. Monday we're showing the puppy, so be here for the puppy.
And she's like, you hold her, and she's like a little baby. She goes all like soft, and she gives little puppy licks, and she's just.
I can't imagine if Sophie loves a dog this much when she has her real baby. She's gonna be like, you guys, and then I had a baby, and the baby looks like a baby.
No, that's what I told Sophie, because when I went to her house to see the puppy,
Look at her face.
when I
Dogs are better than
no. When I went to Sophie's house, she had all the toys. Like, she was like playing this for weeks. She was like, I had to get the right food, I had to get the right toys, I had to get the right stuff, and like I think Sophie loves
gonna be
this
so
dog.
funny.
Like, she loves it so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now everybody's saying if she woos when you're gone, she's definitely beagle.
Beagle. Okay. That's probably like a beagle thing.
Yeah, she woos when I'm gone, and then the first night she's a very, very good dog. She had one accident and that's it. Like she's very, very good, and she spends the night in the crate. But the first night she wasn't especially loving the crate. She was still getting settled in, and she was doing the ow, but not quite so much, but just kind of like whimpering kind of stuff in the crate. She did that a couple times and then settled and then got annoyed because she wanted to come up and sleep with me in my bed.
Will you ever let her sleep with you in your bed, or will she always be crated?
Oh, we'll let her sleep in my bed. Probably not for like a couple months though, just until she's a little older, because she's about it. Because she's a rescue, we're not sure of her exact age, but probably between 4 and 5 months old.
She's a cutie pie.
She's a little nugget.
Now, I would like to say that when Sophie found out she was getting this puppy, we like really didn't hang out for like 3 days straight. Because
she was nesting.
Sophie was preparing. She was getting everything ready. I'd call her. She's like, I'm vacuuming and I need to get everything ready. I had to remove. They removed all the ornaments on the like bottom half of her Christmas tree so that like the puppy, it was like all very nice.
Man, Tilly landed in a
I know.
good
I was
place.
like, Tilly did land in a very good home.
What's it called? Steam cleaned the
Steam
carpets.
cleaned the carpets.
I steam cleaned them because our old dog, there's a reason he was called Dingus Dog. He would mark sometimes. He had his spots. Like, it wasn't all the time, but sometimes he would mark, and we knew. We steam cleaned it, but she could still smell him. She could still smell him. But
So Tilly has a very good dog mom. So she is very lucky. So so come Monday we'll do a Discord, and we'll have Sophie come on and show the puppy. So it'll be very nice.
the cutest.
Oh my gosh.
I love it. So are we going to the news now?
We are. So guys, did you know that the Earth is flat?
Here we go.
Did you know that
We
there are
watched
people? Did you know there are people who believe that the Earth is flat? They believe it. Like it's not like a joke. It's not like oh wow, the Earth is flat. Or people believe this.
They do.
Now I'm not.
And they just had their first international.
Well, that documentary was
convention.
from like 2017.
Oh, so there's been
So
more.
it could have grown. It could have grown by there. Now I don't want to. My goal isn't to try to like castrate anyone. If you believe the Earth is flat,
You do you.
you do you. All right. All I'm saying is I had no idea that this group existed on the level that it exists. If you are interested, Netflix has this documentary. It's called Beyond the Curve. It is a whole documentary about flat earthers, and one guy, his name is Mark Sargent. He is sort of like the king, the head of the flat earthers, and people do believe this, and him and a whole like group of people who believe that the Earth is flat make videos stating that they have evidence trying to prove that the Earth is flat. What do you guys think? Is the Earth flat? If
That's your question. God
I know,
forbid.
that's not a good question.
So listen. I'm trying to teach Dean
how to set up
okay?
a topic. Yeah.
That if you're going to set up a topic, you got to have a question that elicits some type of responses.
Right.
I don't know that asking the audience if they believe
Is the Earth flat?
that the Earth is flat. I don't know that's going to lead to a lot of back and forth that you're looking for. The answer is no. We have 2 no's so far.
Yeah. What is their
third
source?
no.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, let me.
Savage Mary, I didn't need any more evidence.
You're idiots. Yeah, thanks, Steve.
Yeah. So
okay, so let me pose a question that would incite more conversation.
Okay. Here we go.
So one thing that the documentary mentions, right, is that they have this whole international conference.
They do.
Which that's why I was shocked. There's an international conference of people who believe that the Earth is flat. And like I said, if you believe the Earth is flat, you do you. But in this international conference, they go up and they make speeches, and it's like, we're the first generation of flat earthers, and our kids are some of our third generation flat earthers, right? And this one guy tells a story about how his kids were flat earthers, and they went to school, and the teacher was teaching about like round earth and the globe, and the kids stood up and was like, no, that's wrong, you're a liar. So I guess, where is the point where like information like isn't allowed to be pushed? Like, should these people have a platform? Should these people even be allowed
of course
to?
They have a platform.
But should they be able to?
Yeah, of course. People can believe whatever they want. I think that the question you might be looking for
Right.
is, this is not the first time that a group with a different idea, right? This one based in science, has shown up, right? And what's amazing to me is when you're around conferences enough, you start to realize that everybody conferences. Everybody. Right. The plumbers conference, the drywallers conference, like it's just everybody conferences, right?
Right.
Because a few years ago, probably a couple of years ago now, remember the fuzzies, furries? Furries were people who dressed up as animals.
Right.
And they were sexually aroused by other people dressed as animals.
I do remember this.
And they conventioned.
They did.
And guess what? Didn't bother me at all. I was like, you go ahead if you want to.
But I guess my question is, if it goes against like science, and it goes like these kids,
listen,
like
the
their
furries
kids
go against science as well. I'm going to be on. There's a lot that goes.
I feel like that's
against common sense.
I feel like that's a weird like fetish, Like that's if that's what they're into, sure. If that's what they're into, sure. But this is talking about like kids are now going into school like and saying, no, teacher, you're wrong. And spreading this information.
And you believe that's the first time a kid raised their hand and said, no, teacher, you're wrong? I think the question, Dean, might be, do you have somebody in your family or somebody that you know that has some kind of very outlier opinion? Because what I thought was so interesting. So like the first half of this documentary was, setting this up and talking about they had people who believed it was flat, but they also had scientists who believed it wasn't, and they were very intrigued by the people who thought that it was, and what was the thought process that they were kind of using to get there. Fine, that made sense to me. But then the last half of the movie really was these flat earthers talking about what they have lost because of this belief.
That was crazy.
And most of it was, family relationships, husbands, wives. I was dating a guy and I told him that I thought the earth was flat and he wouldn't want to date me anymore. Like, is there somebody that in your family, or what was the ideal that they held up to? Now, minus our current situation, I think that there are a lot of us that can say that there are people that have different opinions of us. So I'm not talking about that because I think that can go in a different direction.
Well, but I guess in that question, when I say should these people be able to have a platform, I mean, should they be able to have a platform to push something that isn't correct? Only because I see a potential future in which, we have social media, and social media helps, people nowadays. People take their information from social media, and it's like if all of this information continues to be pushed and continues to grow an audience, I feel like you come to the point. It's like if enough people believe it,
that doesn't make it true.
It doesn't make it true, but the documentary, there were some sort of level-headed people in this. I shouldn't say that. I don't want to call the people stupid. I want to say there were some people who believed in the science and were saying, no, the earth is round. The earth is round. And they said, what's interesting is we can't let this grow, because if it grows to a certain point, like there are going to be leaders of our country, like people who have the power to make these big decisions, who are believe that like the Earth
See,
may
that
be
happens,
flat.
that
You know,
happens. That happens now. I mean, people don't believe in climate change, and that's
Right.
at the highest levels.
so is
the
it
thing
right for them to
is,
have a platform?
Dean,
That's the question.
It's not about right. It's not about right.
Right.
People are gonna say and think what they want to think, and
Sure.
they have the right to gather and all of that. And if you want to say the Earth's flat, I go, okay,
Yeah.
sure, whatever. I would like to go along with the idea that it's round.
That's round. Yeah.
That's
No,
it.
and I'm with that too.
And I don't know because I feel like, there's got to be flat earthers. They're like, Dina, you're wrong. I'll be like,
Yeah.
okay. And then you could still like love that person. But it was very interesting how ostracized these people are and how just in their conviction they
Yeah.
are. This is the truth. And so, yeah, and not given time on major networks. Yeah, I mean, listen.
That's true.
I was saying to Dean, there was the story about that young man who was never vaccinated, and he
right.
was 18 years old, and as soon as he turned 18, he got all his vaccinations, and he was really fighting with his parents up until that point to become vaccinated, and they were his legal guardians, and they said no, and as soon as he turned 18. But even in that scenario, when he was finally vaccinated, and he spoke on Capitol Hill about his right to have this and educating people, and he never said any ill will against his mom. And what he said was, my mom is uneducated, and my mom gets her information from social media. She's not reading other sources. And he's like, I don't blame her, but there are more and more people like her. And
I agree.
so
I don't blame them because I feel like it's not that they're, I think sometimes we can joke. It's like, oh wow, those people are dumb. Like, how can they not see it? I don't think it's they're dumb. I think they're just misinformed. They're not looking at their
listen, at the end of the day, and how many times have I said this to you? Anytime we talk about something, I'm like, you have to look at your source.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, I remember as a kid and you would write an essay, and I mean, we had encyclopedias, Dean, and it was a lot of work.
Right.
But you had to cite your source. I mean, that was their whole point. None of us understood that until now, when you're like, listen, you have to have a source for this. And so I think his point was, I'm not angry with my mom, but
Right.
it's all of our responsibilities to educate ourselves through a number of sources and make some informed decisions. But, that's not always open to everybody, sadly.
Now what if here's sort of a scenario. What if they're, a teacher at a school start teaching about flat Earth?
No, they would be let go.
You think they would be let go?
Yeah, Dean, there's a curriculum. There's something that we all agreed this is true. This is what we teach, yada,
Right.
yada. Now, what did I just hear recently? And it was about some historic event down south. The way they teach this moment in history is very different how the rest of us learned it. It was something about the North and the South and who's a hero and who's not.
Like the Civil War?
Yeah. And it was, this is what we're still teaching down south. And we're like, yeah, we all kind of agreed that was wrong. And so it was amazing that it's still being taught. And you're like, you've got to change the narrative. We can't be saying this is one thing up here and one thing down there. So
I guess my thought is like, should they be allowed to grow? Should this information be allowed to be accessible?
Well, you said that one guy got shut down, right? They were limiting the algorithm, popular algorithm.
So the guy who is sort of at the head of this whole flat Earth thing, the guy Mark Sargent, he's sort of like the head of it. He runs a YouTube show where he sort of preaches his ideas about the flat Earth, and he goes through and he claims to have this evidence, and in a series of it's like a series of videos, he talks about how, hey, did you look at this? Look at this. Like, this is what NASA reports, but it's not true. And he goes on to say, like, talk about how he really believes the Earth is flat, and it's sort of grown to have this like cult following where people really believe it to be so. And I forget, who was the news source? Because I found an article, I think it was NBC. NBC interviewed this guy in 2016, sort of at the height when this documentary was coming out and everything. And he was saying, we are really starting to grow a community because our videos my videos are being recommended to a whole bunch of people on YouTube.
But now they're not.
And so then NBC goes and they interview him in 2020, and he says he's struggling now to grow an audience with this because YouTube fixed its algorithm to identify misinformation and conspiracy theories and to not promote them as much, because like that was the power. This algorithm, the algorithm, YouTube, a lot of these
I think that's
sites,
what they're eventually gonna change it so it gets to less people.
Right.
And, people who are looking for it will find it, but people who are not looking for it.
And a lot of these sites run off of a lot of these algorithms work on, watch time, likes, views, like the most popular things, most of the time ended up being viewed the most. And so, conspiracy theories sort of fell right into that category of people were interested in viewing it. So they'll get stuck in that rabbit hole of watching video after video. And they're just going to get recommended one thing, recommended two things, and so that's why it was growing an audience like it was. And you have this international convention was sold out,
Not anymore. Listen, you get a tiny room somewhere, you sell it out.
What did you say?
You get a tiny enough room somewhere, you'd be like, it was a sellout. It'd be like there was 29 people there, but it was a sellout.
Well, but it wasn't though. You saw the
It
documentary. It was like 1,000
attended.
people.
It was
well
like attended.
It was pretty
I'm
big.
not gonna lie, but here's the funny thing about the guy is that what's his name,
Mark Sargent, yeah.
Is that he just such a funny thing about him because it was like a podcast like like a internet thing like our show one funny morning, right? And so it was him and this other lady, and he just was so funny. He was like, listen, I'm not gonna say I'm famous, all right? I'm not famous, but I have to tell you, I was at the airport and somebody stopped me and they were like, are you him? And then he kind of acts out the whole scenario, and then he's got shirts that say, I am Mark Sargent. Like,
yeah.
I was just like, he's eating it up.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't believe the whole thing at all, but he's taking
he definitely, this guy definitely enjoyed the attention.
I mean, we're going to do the same thing with Carmen Cortez. Just say, I am Carmen Cortez. But everybody's going to
Yeah, this guy ate it up. Like anytime like, somebody came up to him who was a flat earther, he's like, oh, I love what you're doing. He's like, oh no, like he was like trying to be humble, and like people were like, oh, are you famous? And he's like, well,
I mean, he's
like, I've had to deal with the fame a bit. Like it was a whole thing.
Awesome. It was so cheesy. But
yeah,
great.
so YouTube is now trying to censor things, to try to not promote conspiracy theories and information as much.
I think I could sell 100 I am Carmen Cortez.
We will all wear Carmen Cortez shirts.
At least 100.
Yeah. Will the real Carmen Cortez please stand up? Everyone stands up in the room.
Carmen Cortez.
So, I guess another big conversation is, should YouTube be allowed, should they be allowed to censor what is popular on their site?
Yes.
Why?
Listen, it's their platform. I
Right.
think anybody that goes onto any of these platforms and believe I can do whatever I want, it is foolish. This is their platform. I didn't make up the platform. I feel like
Truth matters.
us
That's
being on Facebook or on YouTube or any of these platforms, I feel like that is a partnership, and we do our job. We try to bring good content, funny content, and their job is to, give a place for people to gather. If you think about it as a meeting space, I mean, that's essentially what it becomes. If we give you a meeting space and you don't trash that meeting space, you don't paint the walls, you don't vandalize, you don't try to hurt people. Like I said, if you decided to rent the room at the church down the street, the church would be like, sure, you can come here with your friends and meet and do whatever. But if you started trashing people or saying you're going to hurt somebody in the next room over, like they'd be like, yeah, we're not going to support it. And that's what it comes down to. So, I think that a lot of people have a very disturbing ideas of what they have the right to say on another platform.
Yeah. But is it something that, like, when it affects you personally, then it becomes a big deal? So for example, what if Facebook decided to say, hey, you know what, we do not really like the narrative that's being pushed with one funny mother or yada yada,
have a plan.
And they shut you down?
I have a backup plan.
What's your backup plan?
My backup plan is to open a Facebook page called I Am Carmen Cortez.
I am Carmen Cortez.
And everyone will know if Dina disappears one day, everybody head to I Am Carmen Cortez.
Or let's say Facebook's decided to do something similar where they're not going to promote your stuff as much, because
that happens all the time.
No, but this is something that, like, the developers are putting into the algorithm. They're like coding into it and saying, do not push these.
Here's what I'm going to say. When I make a video, and everybody here has seen a video of ours at some point, right?
Yeah.
If I make a video, and that video is so in content, it's okay.
Right.
But Facebook picks it up and it'll run with it,
yeah,
right?
It pushes it, yeah.
Okay. But if I make content that is so funny or engaging or whatever.
Right.
That content, what's going to happen is Carmen is going to go in and she's going to tag Gabby. Gabby is going to tag Monica. And the viewers that are watching it will spread it, regardless of an algorithm. Because you don't know how many times when we did Chardonnay Go, and we had 23 million in probably 2 weeks, and how many people called me and they said, so how much did you spend? And I was like, what are you talking about? They're like, how much did you spend to, like, boost it?
Right.
And I was like, I didn't boost anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
Lou's taking down the green screen.
And, their whole thing was, you must have boosted it. That's how you got the number of views you got. And I was like, no, people just liked it and shared it. So let me put it this way. Again, I believe that an artist is in control in a lot of ways by putting out good content.
Right.
And if people are engaged by it, then it will spread organically.
Sure.
But yeah, they can control the narrative. But if you abide by rules of, being nice, being honest,
I guess,
and I
I
just don't worry about it.
I do agree. A lot of people are saying, where does the First Amendment come in? The First Amendment only, Facebook, YouTube, a lot of these places are private companies. The First Amendment doesn't apply to this. It only applies to, like, government.
All right, we have 4 minutes left.
Oh, we do have 4 minutes.
Show, so.
And when I'm in a lot of my classes, we learn about network television versus cable. And I didn't know this, but I believe network television is sort of, the government has an involvement in network television, where they get to there are a lot more restrictions on network than there is cable.
They're watching it. They're eagle-eyeing it. The FCC
will
watch.
Right.
They'll watch that, and the restrictions on network are much more stringent than cable. Cable, you can do whatever you want on cable to a lot of degrees, but not on network.
And I think what's interesting, though, is now there are really no restrictions when it comes to the internet. Like, there's no FCC for Facebook, YouTube. That's sort of giving the universal. There's no universal guidelines.
No, there are no universal. That's right. It's up to the platform to decide. So you'd have to abide by the rules of that platform. Just like if you were at the church, and you know what? Maybe the Presbyterians will let you get away with some stuff. The Catholics aren't going to do it. So you leave the Presbyterian, or you leave the Catholics. You go to the Presbyterians. They don't like what you're doing. I'm going to go to the Episcopalian. You just keep moving down the block until you can find a room that says do whatever you want, but I can tell you something. It will be less legitimate. It will be less safe.
Right.
And it will implode in the long run. I mean, there's just certain rules of human decency that I think, you know, if you can't abide by them, then you should start questioning what you're putting on in your content.
Right.
And if you're so offended by it, then maybe you need to look at yourself. You need to look at your inside. Think about what you're putting in the universe. That was my mom's speech. That's what I would like. Facebook probably has like a nicer way of saying that with like lawyer speech, but moms will come in and be like, if you don't like what's happening on the playground and they asked you to leave, you can change your behavior and you can stay on the playground. But nobody's gonna let you come in here smacking people around. That's it. That's the mom translation of what these platforms are saying.
Yeah.
Thank you, Monica.
No, I mean it's interesting. I think, you know, when I study media. I'm in media studies and production at Temple, and you know, a lot of my classes I had to sit and learn about the history of, like, you know, what are the regulations for network television? What are the regulations for cable television? You know, because cable you pay for, so there's a lot less regulations on it, because it's something that a user is paying for, you know.
What if we just went with the rule, like, even though there's no universal rule in social media, what if we just went with the rule of be nice, be honest?
Yeah.
I feel like if you follow those rules,
well, that can be hard though, because people can say like, well, what constitutes nice? What constitutes, you know?
No, your heart
and especially,
will tell you. Follow your heart. Your
especially
Jesus
now
will tell you.
especially now that there's a whole people's entire lives are through the our life is through the internet.
1 minute
you know,
left.
Our life is made through the internet.
It is.
And
you have 1 minute.
So
40 seconds.
I guess it's like it's hard because
gotta stay on time.
you know it's like what if we're not honest? You know what
if we run out of time and this goes off the air without you saying goodbye?
The conversation's
Dean,
getting good.
You gotta stay
Who
to
said
your time.
that? Nobody
That's your
said that.
time. Learn to do a show in the amount of time that you're given.
But no, it's hard.
Thanks everybody.
It's
let's wrap it up.
It can be hard. I think there's a lot that there's still to discover, that, you know, all
There
of these
is, which
all
we'll
of these
talk about on another show.
all of these things that are coming out will be definitely hard.
This is me gently nudging you.
I think it'll
Join us on Monday for my puppy.
Oh,
you
for
can
puppy
meet
show.
Tilly. Okay, see you. Bye.
Okay. Tell your mom she goes over. That's true.
I don't. That's only
true.
because that's when Daddy confuses me.
I think Dina wants to go the bleep to sleep.
Yeah, I want to
you know?
go the bleep to sleep. Exactly.
But it's a good conversation.
It was a great
all I'm saying. I'm trying to wrap. Hey, I'm trying to wrap it up.
Leave
Just
him
let me wrap
one
it up.
more, Dean.
I would like to wrap it. I will wrap it up. But I have things I need to say.
Okay. Well, you got 30 seconds.
I think that this is an important conversation, and I think that we we'll learn a lot with what will happen in the next couple of years as far as what regulations are put on the internet and what regulations are, put into a lot of these social media companies.
All right. So we want to thank you all for joining us.
I want to. Maybe I need a script for. Maybe I need.
You don't need a script. You got to know when the show's over. Show's over.
The show.
Wrap it up.
I know. It's
Wrap
just hard. I'm trying to rap.
Go ahead.
It's hard. It's hard to rap.
20 seconds.
Rapping is hard. Because I feel like.
No, don't talk about it.
Thank you
Just
all
rap.
for joining
All right,
us.
Sophie's gonna rap.
If you want to
Go
see
the
puppy-
bleep to sleep. Come see my puppy on Monday. We all love you. Thank you for your support. Like and subscribe.
Dean
all
did
that
a
I
great
didn't even
job.
say any of that. I didn't say any of
Good
that.
night.
If
Dean
you
did a
wanna-
great
If you
job.
want to hit the like button, it helps us out. It promotes the show, and it brings in a ton of new audience members. And also, if you want to hit subscribe, you'll get notified every time we go live. And I think we're going to start posting some like vlogs in the middle of the week just to sort of fill out and give some more fun content. But I hope you guys enjoyed everything, and tune in Monday to see Sophie's dog and for our new walking challenge. And again, congratulations to Debbie. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching, and
Don't forget
to
to
go the bleep to sleep. All right. We'll see you next time, everybody.
Okay,
The
what's
Boy
news?
Scouts
Tell me.
are attacking the Girl Scouts.
Like physically? I don't know. what
Not
we're saying.
physically. Boy Scouts of America. Head Scouts. We're trying to change their name just to call it Scouts.
Okay, that sounds fine.
Girl Scouts felt sort of attacked. Boy Scouts were trying to drop the name in order to start recruiting girls. Sure, go
Are
ahead.
they learning different skill sets? Like, am
That's
I
true.
still going to learn how to make a fire? Listen,
now I'm
you
gonna
might know
get-
how to make a fire, but can you make a cookie? No.
That's true.
And that's why the girls are winning.
Remem-
Yeah, I don't care what they're called as long,
as they
sell the Thin Mints. That's what
true.
I'm trying to say.
That's true. You know when you're walking out of the Acme and there's a little girl there and she has a box of cookies, you almost feel like, oh,
Oh,
man.
she's peddling those cookies.
Would you feel differently if it was a boy?
I don't care.
If you walked up and a
if
boy-
it's a drug dealer, I don't care who gives me those cookies.
A
An old
homeless
lady with
person.
one leg. I don't care.